Hello and welcome to the F&O Show. Agam and me will take you through all the action in the derivative market. Agam, interesting start this morning. We started off low, below 21,500.
Right.
But the last 1 hour has seen quite a bit of buying coming in. Back about levels of 21,600.
Absolutely, and some levels are on the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty being breached, and it's taken a lot of market participants by surprise with the kind of up move that we've seen, and a very sharp up move as well. Staggering moves coming in as we speak. And while the Nifty has been a little bit of a laggard, we've seen the Bank Nifty surge by quite a bit. But what else are you spotting, Samina, in the broader market?
It's action-packed, largely earnings-focused, but a quick take on your biggest losers. So L&T is taking it to the chin. Earnings were disappointing, some may argue. Margins were lower than expected. Order execution also was not so bad, but the markets don't seem pleased. 6% cut on L&T is what we have. SPI, Tata Consumer, HUL are some of the other losers in trade. On the winning side, Tata Motors for the second straight day is having a very good run. Remember, the stock briefly crossed the market cap of Maruti yesterday in trade, and now it's conclusively crossed that market cap after the rally we are seeing this morning. The banks aren't doing too badly. All these were trading quite weak when the markets opened up for trade. But across the broader market is where the action lies. You've got stocks like PB Fintech post earnings that are seeing a big move. Stocks like VIP are seeing a sell-off on back of weak earnings. M&M Financial is also not looking too bad in trade. So it's active. Agam, largely on back of earnings, and I think that's what the markets are choosing to focus on. And of course, stocks like Godfrey, numbers largely in line, but stock doesn't do much yesterday, and today, of course, you're seeing a 14% up move on Godfrey.
Absolutely. Some very big up moves coming in there. Let's also talk about what's happening in the futures and options space. Let's take a look at what's happening in terms of the future specifically. So, of course, the complexion of the markets changed. The Nifty hasn't really seen too much in terms of how things pan out with respect to its OI change. But we are seeing a little bit of, in fact, quite a bit of change when it comes to the Bank Nifty. Let's pull that up as well and see. Okay, so there's about a 2.32% increase there, but the underlying has moved up by around a significant 1.6% as we speak. And this certainly has been on account of a lot of action in the cash markets too. So that's something that you need to keep an eye on. Of course, we'll continue to get you updates as far as your open interest distribution is concerned. And the Nifty, not too much to speak for otherwise. In general, overall, we continue to keep an eye on how things pan out as far as some of your stocks are concerned. But on the whole, we are seeing a lot of strength as far as the Bank Nifty goes, Samina.
Right, that is what we're picking up in terms of the F&O action. Beyond those, like I said, there are a few stocks that are in focus. So you've got your Godfrey's, Brightcom, PB Infotech. Avanti Feeds, interestingly, is having a good day this morning. You've got Alembic Pharma, Amara Raja Energy, KPIT post earnings is up 5%. Sharp move on KPIT. Remember, it also did quite well in trade yesterday post earnings announcement. The rally only continuing this morning. On the sell side, you've got L&T, like I said, is taking it on its chin, 6% cut on L&T. VIP is down 5%. You've got Metro Brands that's also seeing some weakness. IRB Infra, after a very sharp move over the last 2 days, is taking a bit of a break in trade this morning. Well, we are now joined by Shilpa, Rout, derivative lead analyst at Prabhudas Lilladher, and also Dhwani Patel, founder of Finversify, joining us. Good morning, ladies. It's great having both of you on the show. Shilpa, I'll start with you first. We started the day off fairly subdued, sub 21,500 actually. But in the last hour, buying has picked up. We're comfortable about 21,600 at this stage. I would have expected it to be a sideways trade ahead of the budget tomorrow, but it's seeming to play out otherwise. What's the call on the Nifty? What's the trade here?
Talking about Nifty, we see that 21,500 is forming a good support. As long as it is holding above that, we are good to see targets of 22,000. But once below 21,000, we would maintain a cautious stance wherein 20,800 levels on the downside can be seen as well. So a trade right now would be to book profits at around 21,700 to 750 once, because that is where the resistance is. If it breaches that, then we might see a higher target, but then to stay a little cautious ahead of the event is always wise.
Dhwani, good morning to you as well. How are you placed on the benchmarks at the moment?
Good morning, Agam. When we are looking at the price action data specifically on the benchmarks today, what I'm seeing on Nifty over here is that it's doing well, and the bottom that has been formed over here on Nifty right now, as per the derivative data, I'll be looking up at 21,500 for today's expiry to be taken out. If we are trading above the current levels and then I'm holding longs over here from the current level, one can go play it out today's expiry on the long side. The higher level which I'm expecting as a target on the Nifty for today from the current level is 21,750. These are the spot rates that I'm talking about. On the lower side, one needs to maintain a stop loss over here at 21,550. 21,500 on positional basis will also act out very important over here. If that is taken out, we'll be seeing some more profit booking coming in. But till the time we are trading above the same, we will be bullish on index right now. Bank Nifty also, what I'm seeing on the spot is 46,150. I'm keeping my eyes specifically on 46,150 today. Once that is taken out, I see an upward rally continuing in Bank Nifty over here till 47,000. But till the time 46,150 is not being taken out, I would be a little apprehensive on the Bank Nifty right now. Today also, like in the last 15 minutes, we've seen that we traded tad below the same level. So once that is taken out, long positions on Bank Nifty can also be initiated. The stop loss ideally that one needs to maintain for the long positions is 45,685. Till the time that is not broken down by Bank Nifty on the lower side, we are going long over here.
What about you, Shilpa? A sharp move, and this comes in after banks declined yesterday, and also an early trade. If you'd gotten at 9:15, you'd have gotten at a stage when most of these banks were trading lower. Above 46,000 on Bank Nifty, is still room to go long, you think?
Yeah, I believe so. There is definitely a room till 46,300 to 500 on limited basis. But like I said, going aggressively long before the event is something, not my cup of tea. I really don't appreciate or, encourage people to go aggressively, aggressively in any of the positions, either on the buy side or on the sell side. To stay light ahead of the event is always wise.
Right, sure. Okay. That's as far as the Bank Nifty is concerned. Let's move on and talk about a handful of, other counters. But before that, we slip into a short break. And on the other side, of course, we do talk about stocks and a lot more. So stay tuned in. Welcome back. We have another listing at our hands at the moment, and we are talking about Nova Agritech. And we have the managing director of the company, Mr. Kiran Kumar Atukuri, who is joining us on the show, as well as K. Srinivas, the chief financial officer. Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for joining in, both of you. Let me start off with Mr. Kiran Kumar. If you could give us an idea about the outlook for the company, the current circumstances, the current business environment, and what can we expect from the company going forward?
Good afternoon, and thanks for giving me the opportunity. Nova Agritech is an agri-input company which deals with soil health management, crop nutrition and crop protection products. And it has a good number of registrations. We are having good products, wide range of products, where we have almost close to 720 product registrations. And our strength is being a one-stop solution to the farmers. There will be always a good scope for the development of the growth and the growth of the company.
So Srinivas, you managed to raise, firstly congratulations, it's been a stellar listing for your company. I mean, it's a 40% gain that it currently trades with, so it's actually done really well. I just want to understand, you've raised about 140 odd crores, 143 crores to be precise. What are you going to do with those funds? Is it largely going to be used for expansion? Are you moving to add new geographies, new states? I know you've got a focus on India and Nepal. Or would it be new product launches? Give me a sense of what you're doing with the money. And also, I believe there's a little bit of debt on the books. Would you look to retire that too?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. Basically, if you look at the issue, 112 crores has been infused into the company by the issue, of which 25 crores is going for plant expansion, both in the holding company as well as the subsidiary. And the remaining from the remaining around 70 crores is going towards funding the working capital requirements of the company, and the balance is towards general corporate purposes. Now, this expansion is for balancing the production in the holding company, as well as providing a granular facility in the subsidiary company, Nova Agri Sciences Limited, which currently does not have a granular facility. The working capital will be funded from the issue proceeds. The company would be looking to use the working capital, the funds from the issue towards funding the working capital requirements over the current 2 months of the current year and the next 2 years, and that would help the company to meet its targets for business over the next 2 years.
Okay, so based on that, Mr. Srinivas, if you could give us an idea about capital expenditure. And also, can you give us an idea about net cash flows? Perhaps if give you an idea of at the end of this financial year as well as the next financial year, after, of course, the capital expenditure that you have put in through.
I would not be able to give you any numbers for the future. I can only say that 25 crores is going towards expansion of plant capacities, which will add to the existing capacities that are already there in the company. We will be able to make granules in the subsidiary company, which facility is not there as of today. And then we will be able to make new product lines in the holding company, which will also be going to add to the top line as well as the bottom line. But I'm prohibited from making any forward-looking statement as far as the cash flows are concerned.
Right. So Srinivas, one of the factors that we've been watching out for is payment by the dealers or a delay in realizing their receivables. Any internal checks and balances in place to reduce the receivables? I mean, is there something you're taking, mindfully watching at this stage? Because that could turn out to be quite a risk for your business.
We had 203 days of debtors as of 31st March 23. We have a target to bring it down to around 180 to 85 days during the current year. which we have already projected in the RHP also. And going forward, we will be reducing it further. But right now, I cannot give an idea of to what extent the debtor days would be coming. But our concentration will be to control the debtor days as far as possible. But we are in line with the industry standards as of now.
So Srinivas, a follow-up question to that is, I know the business has had negative cash flow, and you did allude to the fact that some amount of the fundraise will be used to spruce up cash flow in that case, or cash. Would it then turn positive? Is that a fair expectation for us to have, or when can we expect cash flows to turn cash flow positive? Because again, this could again be a little bit of a concern that the street would have.
We have positive cash flows as of now. We have never lost money on operations. All the operations over the past few years have been positive. We have made positive cash flows. Since we have working capital limits from banks, the cash will not be reflected in the bank account, because all the money will go to fund the working capital that we have utilized. So we would not see a separate cash balance as such. But we have positive cash flows over the past few years.
Right. Okay.
And we propose to be on the same level going forward also.
Right. Fair enough. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us and taking us through the company as well as the business. We look forward to seeing you again. But that's the management, of course, of Nova Agritech. We'll continue to give you an update on the same. It's been a good listening. But we slip into a break on the other side. We get you stock recommendations from our experts. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. We take quick trading ideas from our experts. Shilpa, I'll come to you. Your trading ideas for today.
I have, two buy recommendations. The first one would be in Jubilant Food. Jubilant Food, if you see, it has a very strong support at around 500 and targets of 550 is very likely. So in that scenario, a option trade of 530 call option at around 15 rupees, it is trading now. One can go for a buy here with a stop loss of 11, but look for targets of 22 to 27. The other one would be a buy in Gujarat Gas. Gujarat Gas is also looking very promising for targets of 600. Go for the call option 600 and with a stop loss of 11 there also, and look for targets of 25.
Right. Dhwani, what about you? What are your top picks today? Dhwani, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead. So I have two buy recommendations. I have the first one on Naukri coming in. Naukri on the price action side, we are looking that 48.50 is holding out as a good support level over here. One can go long on Naukri for the February future contract as well. The target on the higher side. First one is 5,075, then 5,140 is the next one. And the stop loss of 4,990 is looking very promising over here. So one can hold out longs on Naukri from the current level. The next one that I have is on Laurus Labs. Laurus Labs, on the short-term chart, we are seeing a higher high formation forming on this chart. And on 30 minutes, the stock is also given a trend line breakout. From current levels, one, you can go long on Laurus Labs. The target is 387 and the next one is 393. The stop loss over here stands at 372.
Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us and getting us your trading ideas and of course your views on the markets. But on that note, it's a wrap on this show, but lots more lined up on the other side. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.